brother.
The brother.
Brother? Thank you everybody for coming out tonight. It's always fun to get everybody together, family and friends. It's always a good time. It's an honor to be standing up here as the big little brother to this guy right here. But I'll tell you what though, it's been hard being a little brother to this guy growing up, because this guy right here he's like the Sour Patch Kids commercial, where first he's sour, then he's sweet, but he was really the other way around, because he was sweet, then he was sour, because in order to get me to do the stuff he wanted to do, go play, whether it was going out and playing football, where I would get pummeled into the ground, or whether I would get suplexed off of the bed onto my head, it never ended up good for me. But for whatever reason, I always gave in and always wanted to do it, because it was always a good time, even though it never ended good for me. So being a little kid, it was tough, because he's a hard ass. And but it was all good. And, it had its benefits as well, though, because being being 5 years younger than my brother in the time we were growing up, like, I felt that we really we ended up having a lot of the same interests, and that was because I got desensitized as a little kid really early in life. And one of those things was the fact that as a fourth grader I could listen to NWA and Bone Thugs and Harmony, Cypress Hill. Some people know who they are, some people don't. But it's not something a fourth grader should be listening to, I'll tell you that. And I definitely got into music. I'm really big into music now, and a lot of that had to do with the, what I grew up listening to and the stuff that we kind of, bonded with early. And I guess I have a story that kind of sticks out in my mind. When I first heard about Casey, my brother was like, "Hey, let's go to beat-ups." Imagine that. He's like, "Yeah, there's this girl. We're hanging out. She's hot. She's hot." And I go there, and I'm like, "Hey, we're hanging out." And, I'm trying to get Nate. He's always been stubborn. I could never get him to do anything I wanted him to do if he didn't want to do it. No amount of peer pressure, ever. Brother pressure, nothing. And I'm like, "Nate, you got to try this mango habanero, these spicy hot wings." And we got a kind of a thing around here. John is always trying to push hot salsas on us, and like peppers, and it kind of rubbed off on me a little bit. And I was trying to get Nate to do some mango habanero wings, and he's like, "No, I'm not doing it. Not doing it." So Casey's a waitress there, and she comes up to the table, and I'm like, "I'm trying to get him to do some mango habanero wings," and she's like, "Nate, why don't you just try it?" And he's like, "Okay." Yeah, I love those. I love those wings. And right then I knew, I was just like, "Oh man, he's whooped." Because if she could get him to do that easy, I was like, "Oh man, it's over, done deal." So that was the time that I knew that he was ready to make some sacrifices. And so, it's been great. I love you. And you know what, I'll tell you, I look down on you now, but I'll always look up to you. So I love you. Yeah, so everybody, raise a drink. Let's do this.